On the latter explanation, if a cartridge case is stuck inside what you call it stoppage, will it be able to fire the next shot after it is blocked inside the cartridge is blocked inside is it a caliber or what? Wait.
Inside the chamber.
Inside the chamber, sorry.
My lord, if there's a stoppage and the fire cartridge that's stuck inside the chamber, the firearm will not fire. You have to cork it so that it can eject and then you can load another one.
I am almost certain Mangena does not hear himself when he speaks, or he must have had a really, really good night's rest that he came back to court today and forgot what he told us yesterday. Remember what he said? He said there were no cartridges, okay, at the Spaza house because Senzo might have been holding the gun and then the cartridges might have been stuck inside the gun. But we all know Senzo Meyiwa was shot and it was a fatal shot. There were no cartridges found at the scene except 2 bullets were found. One was found nice and neatly placed besides the glass, landed besides the glasses, according to Mangena's theory. The other one shattered the floor, okay, the tile, and it was damaged beyond recognition. No test can be done on it. Now, let me tell you something. Today, MNGOMEZULU, and I like MNGOMEZULU's style, he doesn't come with the attack. He takes you as the expert and asks you a question that he knows you, the expert, will love to answer. Because if there's one thing about experts, they love to explain their job. They love to show how knowledgeable they are. So Mangena walks right into it. MNGOMEZULU says to him, so, if the cartridge is stuck inside, what do you call that thing? And Mangena jumps in and says, the chamber. He goes, yes. So when the cartridge is there, you think MNGOMEZULU did not know that is the chamber? He's just playing you. He is playing you for a fool. But you know what? I digress. MNGOMEZULU says, so it's stuck inside the chamber. So what are you able to fire another shot? That is such an innocent question. I absolutely love it. Mangena says, if there is a stoppage, the cartridge is stuck inside the chamber, okay? The firearm will not fire. Drop the mic, Mangena. Drop the mic. So who shot Senzo Meyiwa? Because it is not that pistol you guys have testing over there. Where is the 38 revolver? Where is the 38 special revolver with the flying wheel? Okay? But you know what? Let's keep listening. Let's see where this takes us.
When you cock a firearm, that's when you're using both hands.
That's correct, Madam. That's when you pull the slide backward and then you release it to move forward.
So now let's look at the evidence. Because we're talking about possibilities. Let's look at the real evidence as to what actually happened. I understand the nature of your evidence in terms of reconstructing the crime scene. But now let's look at what, when I look at my records, I saw where Musia gave a description of a 38 revolver because there were no cartridges that were found on the floor. We can't rule the possibility that it was a 38 special that was used. We can't vehemently overrule that fact that a 38 special might be used.
My lord, I will overrule that as the only evidence that was recovered at the crime scene is the bullet of 9mm, not of 38 special.
One thing Mangena needs to know is that the math ain't mathing, okay? And his Nganegwane is not Nganegwaning, okay? It is not fairy tailing right here. Because he's basically saying, I will overrule that because what was found at the crime scene was a 9mm. Now, you know what? He's being stubborn. He is being stubborn and it is not helping him because what he's basically saying in that statement. So MNGOMEZULU said, the reports say Musia gave a description of a 38mm revolver that was used. Now, if you haven't been following the trial, who is Musia, ladies and gentlemen? Type it in the comment section down below. Musia is the forensic expert. I'll see if I can clip a video here of him walking into the crime scene. Okay, he's wearing blue gloves. He's a tall gent. Okay, he's tall. maybe taller than Senzo, okay, but definitely shorter than who? Ubongani Danzi. But I digress. So Mosia walks into the crime scene, and when he is at the crime scene, what does he do, ladies and gentlemen? He finds a 38mm special. What is Mosia's profession? What is his title over there at the South African Police Services? Because we know the South African Police Services, men and women, love their titles, okay? He is a forensic expert, okay? Mangena is a ballistic expert. Mosia is a forensic expert. He's first on the scene at the crime scene, but in this case, he arrived the next day after, many other people contaminated the crime scene and possibly placed that bullet. But you know what? Asiko lapo. The bullet that Mosia found in his forensic investigation of the contaminated crime scene was, and he says, there are no cartridges here. Therefore, this is a 38mm revolver that was possibly used. So, for Mangena to say the bullet found was for a 9mm, it means he is saying, my colleague, okay, Mosia, he's not a very good forensic expert. He needs to find another job because he cannot even identify differences between bullets, cartridges, revolver, 9mm. He's not the right man for the job, okay? That is what Mangena is saying. So by trying to uplift his version, he's putting another serviceman down. Let me know your comments let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, because Mangena is stubborn. Okay, he is not letting go of his BMW theory. Okay, I am at the mall, okay, with a BMW. I will not necessarily leave with the BMW. What do we call that, Mangena? Theft. Okay, you you have stolen another car. Okay, but let's continue listening on.
All right. I'll get back to the statements of those people that said a 38 special was used. I'm concerned about one thing here. The incident occurred on the 10th of October, 2014. The 26th of October, 2014. Then a firearm was brought to you on the 3rd of November, 2014. And that firearm belonged to Chico. It was 7 days or 8 days after the incident happened. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree with that.
MNGOMEZULU is stubborn. Oh my goodness. Did you see how brilliantly he did that? Oh my goodness. It was so brilliant. It is borderline incompetent. He just dropped Chico's name without skipping a beat, without pausing for effect. No, he went on. He continued down the MNGOMEZULU. I take my hat off to you. Standing ovation. Drop MNGOMEZULU heart in the comment section down below, because what are we doing? What are we doing? And you know what? That reminds me, I have to go for my members. I must create our own custom emoji, okay? I have to do that, and it's going to be in MNGOMEZULU, because what was that? MNGOMEZULU dropped some bars like the 2000s like to say. I don't even know what I'm even saying. That's how much he just shocked me, literally. And he just says it so gently. Listen to this. He says, I'm concerned about one thing here. The 26th of October 2014, a firearm was brought to you on the 3rd of November, which belonged to Chico Twala. It was 7 days after the incident. Like, even writing it down for me, he didn't put a comma, no full stop, nothing, no exclamation marks. And then he ends it with, do you agree? What is Mangena's answer? Yes, I do. Why am I laughing? Now, if you haven't watched the playlist from last year, when Mangena gave his testimony, all he told us about the gun during his chief examination with Baloyi, all he said was, I received a 9mm and then ammunition, and there was a holster, and also the firearm license. That's all he said. He didn't say who the firearm license belonged to. And I asked you guys in the comment section, whose firearm is it? But today we find out affirmatively Chikotwala. Now, Chikotwala, please, guys, let me know if he goes on another public rant at the radio stations. Let me know. Because one thing Ngomezulu is not is definitely incompetent. But let's continue on. Let's continue on.
And as it has been put on record that Longwe was, being the son of Chikotwala, was also present, was also in the place where the incident took place on the night Senzo was killed. I'm just putting to you that Longwe, it is on record before this honorable court that Longwe was at the crime scene when Senzo was shot. I mean, according to the evidence of the witnesses, Longwe was the first person to leave the house before any shooting took place, according to the state witnesses.
Sorry, Mr.
Do you
Mzansi,
understand?
I want to be fair to your client and yourself. You've put two propositions now.
May I
The
just...
first one is that Longwe shot.
Yes.
Now, the second one, you're saying Longwe exited the house before there was shooting.
Yes.
Two mutually destructive.
May I start
measures.
with the first one, my lord?
No, you
I
got to decide. I'm
understand.
just saying, I want to be fair. Don't want to
Yes.
say you contradicted yourself or you contradicted your client.
Yes. Longwe, according to the evidence of the defense, is the one who shot Senzo Meiwa with a 38 special revolver. You won't dispute that.
My lord, if they say Longo is the one who shot with a 38 special revolver, why do they bring the father's firearm to the lab to be tested? If it's not a 38 special, it's a pistol.
The state witnesses said Longwe was the one who exited the house, which they rebutted the evidence of the witness that I'll call for accused number one, for accused number one's defense, who says Longwe is the one who shot the fire at Senzo.
My lord, if I have to explain some of the things, I was not surprised if they brought Chico's firearm to be tested, because there were allegations that Longo is the one who shot with his father's. There were those allegations. So they brought the allegations so that to clear the allegations that whether it's that firearm that was used or not. It happens a lot where in different instances, like in instances where police officers are involved in the shooting.
You know, I really want to be fair to Mangena, give him a fair fighting chance. But you know what? After the BMW incident, it's a hard no, okay? Since he's FBI trained, let's go over there to the Americas for a trial, a reference, okay? It's actually on Netflix if you guys want to watch it. It is Lacey Peterson, okay? Go to Netflix, watch Lacey Peterson, but let me give you the brief summary. In that case, they could not try the murderer in the same town where they lived. They had to do it in a separate town where people wouldn't have heard the story, because, you know, in America they use a jury system and they wanted to make sure that it was a fair trial. Now, what Mangena just said really, really, really concerns me. He said, and I quote, "I was not surprised they brought Chico's firearm to be tested because there were allegations that Longwe is the one who shot Senzo. So they brought the gun to clear the allegations. That's what the South African Police Services do now. They clear allegations. I thought the goal of testing the firearm was to find who killed Senzo. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? On one side, there is trying to clear allegations about Chico and Longwe. On the other side, there is trying to find who killed Senzo Meiwa. That's a huge difference on the scale. So the goal was to clear Longwe. It has never been to solve Senzo Meiwa's murder. This is devastating. This is an absolute injustice, and therefore a mistrial should be declared. That gun should never have been tested in that lab. Why? Because we know Mangena flies over to the DRC to go and help them with the ballistics and Dondonis over there. That gun should have been flown to Zimbabwe, Botswana, Lesotho, Namibia, anywhere. Oh, Nigeria. Okay, maybe Nigeria. Maybe for distance we'll say Nigeria. But do you get what I mean? The gun, Mangena is not objective. He was not objective, and he says so right here, right now, loud and clear. Because one thing about Mangena, he does not think before he talks. Let's continue on. You already know the drill before I digress, because there is still more to be found. This is insanity. I can't even believe what I'm hearing.
We had incidents where we found that 2 or 3 police officers were involved in the shooting, but in a group of about 10 police. Then they will take all the firearms, send them to the lab to be tested. We had such incidents. Even if they bring this one, I was not surprised because I know what is happening with the investigations.
Okay. So according to, are you done, sir?
I'm done.
Okay, thanks, Kenan. Kenan, are you telling this court that these allegations are not new before? They are not new as they are put today in this court? These allegations were allegations that were made because it was 8 days in between. That means these allegations started just after the incident happened, prior to the examination of Chico's firearm.
I don't know when they start, but I know that there were allegations that Longwe could be the one who fired with his father's firearm. And the firearm was brought to us to examine so that we can eliminate it. If it's not the correct firearm, we eliminate it. Say, no, it's not the correct firearm. Then the IO must continue to look for the correct firearm.
Yeah, but you're the one who talked about these allegations, which led to Chico's Toller's firearm being examined. When did you hear these allegations? When?
I can't say when did I hear, but I
Was
know
it in
that
2014?
It was in 2014, yes.
Thank you. You'll agree with me that there's no smoke without fire.
There's no smoke without fire.
That's correct.
Which law is that?
I suppose the witness doesn't have to.
I want to, no. I just want to, I don't want to be rushed in terms of what I want to put. If I say there's no smoke without fire, it's a proverb or it's an idiom which I use to make up a follow-up on the submissions that I'll make. If I say there's no smoke without fire, that means they can't make such allegations without the reasons.
My Lord, there's many allegations which were made on this case. A lot of allegations were made.
I'm
so
talking
I cannot
precisely
say-
about Longwe. I'm talking about Longwe. I'm relating to the allegations that are attached to Longwe as the person who killed Senzo, whether accidentally or otherwise. But the fact of the matter is that these allegations are that Longwe is the one who shot Senzo using a 38 special. Let me move on.
I am convinced now that MNGOMEZULU does this on purpose. Like, I think he's just doing it to put Chico Twala and Longwe's name on the record and keep the 38 revolver right there, okay, in the record at the forefront and make Mangena uneasy, uncertain, unsure. Because guess what Mangena did? Nobody asked him about the allegations, but he told us himself that he knew about the allegations. MNGOMEZULU didn't ask him if he knew about the allegations. MNGOMEZULU stated as a matter of fact, okay, that there were allegations that Longwe, he's bringing it to who? Mangena's attention, and that the gun belonging to Chico is quite suspicious. And Mangena, because, you know, he loves to be the one talking and he loves to be the one relating the story, and he wants the story to be about him. And I don't blame him. I mean, he did. He was the ballistic expert for Oscar Pistorius, okay? And he got that conviction. So you know what? Maybe that got to his head. Maybe, you know, he got some accolades, he got some awards for that, and now he needs to be up in front in the story. I'm the one who solves these high-profile cases. But you know what, Mr. Cameraman? We do not care about this man and his water. Okay? There are several places you can point the camera. What do you want us to do with this information right here? This is irrelevant, but you know what? I digress. So, you know what? MNGOMEZULU, I used to think that maybe he loses his chain of thought. No, he dropped his bomb and walked away in this instant. I would have loved for him to continue on, though, get to his point and get who? Mangena to say more. Get Mangena to say more. For example, why that pistol? Does Longwe's dad, as Mangena calls him, does Longwe's dad have only one registered gun? Were the premises searched? Was Longwe's asked to remove his shoes and socks? and the fragmentations were checked on his leg, because that was just then. That was very recent, Mr. I know allegations. Do you know who else? Zandi Kumalo's husband. I think he's Gumede. In the process of taking a second wife. Sir, before you engage in the second wife situationship, can you do us a favor? Can you check Zandi's foot, please? Can you just check if there's scars over there? Want to see something. But you know what? Let's get back into it.
There's a witness who's coming to testify in respect of accused number 1, who will tell this court that there were 3 shots that were fired. You said there were 2 shots that were fired in the house. You said there are 2 shots that were fired. Are you making that conclusion on the basis of what was found as exhibits in the crime scene?
My lord, I could only account for 2 shots which were fired. The third one, I don't know of it. If there were 3 shots fired inside the house, then the bullet fired must have hit somewhere in the house, and there was no other bullet damage that was found in the house.
Mina ke ngiphendula noma ngikhuluma ke ngokuqhuma kwesibhamu amahlandla amabili ngoba ke uma kuwukuthi ke saqhuma ke isibhamu kathathu ukusho ukuthi leyo nhlamvu khona nje la yashaya khona ke kodwa ke akukho kunye ukulimala kwabonakala ke endlini.
Yes, that's why I'm saying, based on your conclusion, it relies on what you have found as exhibits, not on the general observation or on your independent opinion as to how many shots were fired. You relied on what you were given as exhibits that were found in the crime scene. Correct?
My lord, not on what I was given or not what was said to me, but based on the physical evidence that was there on the crime scene. It's only 2 shots fired, not 3 shots.
Let me tell you another exhibit that was not found in the crime scene. That exhibit was with Longwe until it was taken out of his foot on his ankle. Let me put it this way. There were 3 shots that were fired. I'll call that witness who will come in. Give evidence.
What's his name, if the court may know?
I may not divulge the...
Why not?
My lord,
That's the defense. Okay, but just listen to me.
yes.
You are obligated. There's no proof or onus on you to prove anything.
Yes.
But you are obligated in terms of the case of State versus Crossley, was done by my brother Maluleke, that you must put your version. Okay?
Yes, I
You're not forced, but if you don't...
May I just address the court in
Yeah,
relation
fine.
to the safety of those witnesses, my lord? Their identity cannot be said openly in court because they still have to apply for the protection of such witnesses.
No, that's your own business to take care of it. I'm just telling you what the law says.
Yeah, but my lord, I may not be compelled to
No,
disclose
you are
the
not being
identity.
compelled.
Yes.
I'm not, I
Even
can't
the
compel-
state at some stage did not want to disclose some.
Who? This witness?
No. The state. Let me retract it. Let me just put it this way. My lord, these witnesses' identity, they asked that they should not be disclosed at this stage.
Yeah, fine.
Yes.
Fine.
This witness will tell the court that there were 3 shots that were fired in the house. The one is the one that caused an injury. Sorry? May I approach number 1?
Yes. Three shots.
Ngomezulu did what? Ngomezulu said what? Longwe did what? Can someone do a quick audit check, search? Somebody check on Chico Twala, please. Oh my goodness. Mic drop. And not only does Ngomezulu put it on the record, he backs it up and draws the line and says, oof, I have a witness. This is what the witness is going to say. That there were 3 shots fired and 1 injured. Ulongwe Twala. And wait a minute. We need to go back in the archives. all those who have any kind of anything from Longwe in the past, if you have a video, zoom to his feet. Oh my goodness. Scatter. And then Judge Red, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He wanted to force MNGOMEZULU to say their names, the witnesses' names. Yes, it's a plural. Where is Baloyi to object this objection? Baloyi, where are you? Silence from Baloyi. Oh my goodness. No comment from Mangena and his 2 gunshot wounds. This is definitely a developing story, and I don't want to make this video too long, so we're going to end it here. If you want a part 2 continuation of the bombshell MNGOMEZULU drop, make sure you hit up the likes, drop those likes. I want to see those likes. Absolutely love it, guys. Did you guys give me 1,600 and counting likes? I am blown away. Thank you so much. I'm going to end it here. You know the house rules. Drop a like, comment, share. So, you know the things. Let me end it here.